A top-notch mindset that makes learning super fun, firmly crushing eggs and persimmons. Many people avoid learning, not because they hate learning, nor because of poor willpower, but because they are always instilled with the idea that it is shameful not to be able to do things. So they will waste time on the hard bones of difficult problems, and keep working hard even if there is no result. However, this is using tactical diligence to cover up strategic laziness. If there is no feedback and you have to do it, then it is naturally very unpleasant and you want to escape, because if you don't do it, you don't have to face this problem directly. The secret of masters to make learning super fun is not to waste, but to circle as soon as possible. Bypass the hard bones of difficult problems and focus on the soft protons of simple basic skills, because all difficult problems are composed of simple problems. In the time you are chewing on the hard bones, masters can crush 100 soft persimmons, and the hard bones will break by themselves, so masters learn as fun as playing. As the saying goes, if you only seek to attack, you will inevitably encounter many obstacles. Only by learning to avoid and circle them can you get things done. If you are determined to show off, you will cause disasters everywhere. If you are smart and choose the right time to move forward, you will naturally have a longer way. So how do you build a system like top masters to squeeze the weak persimmons? The first step is to look at the big picture and find the weak persimmons from the overall situation. All complex things are made up of simple things. The key to efficient learning is to pick out simple weak persimmons from complex and difficult things and squeeze them one by one. For example, from the perspective of memory, you memorize this article because you didn't sort it out first because of the simpler framework. From the perspective of understanding, you can't understand this formula because you didn't understand the simple concepts in the previous chapter first. From the perspective of application, you can't solve this difficult problem because you haven't solved the simple questions steadily. Behind all difficult problems, there are just a combination of several simple questions. From the perspective of learning, you don't learn well because you haven't met the standard of memorizing, understanding, and applying simple concepts. As long as you master the framework of the senior, all difficult tasks can be broken down into weak persimmons. Once you get stuck, you can bypass it like a master, squeeze the simple and essential ones, and you will have a way to solve the difficult and complex ones. The second step is to follow the steps and crush every weak persimmon you encounter. The essence of the master strategy of crushing weak persimmons is that when you encounter a weak persimmon, you must do everything you can to crush it. It is not just a light squeeze, but a crushing until you can use it quickly, accurately, and ruthlessly. Although simple basic skills may seem like a weak persimmon on the surface, it will be used in many places precisely because it is simple and essential. All the subsequent knowledge and questions are built on it. If you use it very slowly every time, but you have to use it hundreds of times later, the time wasted is at least 100 times. In other words, simple things multiplied by the time lever will have terrible consequences. If you can't master simple basic skills quickly, accurately, and ruthlessly, you will waste a lot of time in the future. Like 1 + 1 = 2. It seems simple, but if you need 10 seconds to calculate it every time, and you have to use it more than 10 times in the exam, you must remember the arithmetic. So just being able to do it is completely different from being able to do it quickly, accurately, and ruthlessly with a methodology. Experts will definitely crush the weak persimmon to the point of being quick, accurate, and ruthless before they stop. The basic knowledge must be applied quickly, accurately, and ruthlessly, and the exact definition and usage must be clearly stated. The basic problem-solving methods must also be written down quickly, accurately, and ruthlessly, or even explained in their own words quickly, accurately, and ruthlessly, and the logic behind it must be made clear. The third step is to stop lingering after crushing. To become an expert, you must first learn to be a sea king. After crushing the weak persimmon, the expert will turn around and crush the next one. Otherwise, crushing the weak persimmon is just to solve the difficult problem better and faster, not to let you soak in the simple problems and have fun without thinking. So after the expert crushes the basic skills, he will check whether the difficult problem can be solved. If it can't be solved, it means that there are still weak persimmons and continue to crush them. If the difficult problem is okay, then be a sea king and never linger, and change to a new difficult problem. Then, like the first and second steps, go around again, pick out the weak persimmon, crush it again, and repeat this process. In fact, learning is very simple. The reason why people can be separated, like the gap between people and dogs, has nothing to do with IQ talent. The real core lies in who can bypass the difficult problems faster and resolutely implement the strategy of squeezing the egg persimmon. In fact, the moment you are stubbornly trying to solve a problem that has no solution at the moment, you have already lost. Real students will be like strategists, and devote their energy to identifying soft persimmons and squeezing soft persimmons, which are opportunities with lower costs and greater returns. To become a master, you don't rely on the momentary surge of chicken blood or the arrogance of always being stubborn. Top masters rely on the courage to accept themselves and squeezing those simple but never simple soft persimmons. This is a daily cycle of determination, and that's all.